Okay, morning, folks. We played last night. I lost another player this past week. I don't know if apparently it's timing. Friday nights always seem to be really open to me. I'm thinking about, hey, is Saturday night better? But if it comes to Saturday night, I can't really push past midnight because I get up early for church on Sundays. So, that kind of thing. Even thought about, what if we push to a Thursday? But if we push to a Thursday, which I have open, I have got to end at 10. Because I get up at 5:30 in the morning for work. So what can we do? I don't know. I put feelers out there again. Two, three posts on Discord, a half dozen on different Facebook groups and things, touching back with folks that have expressed interest in the past. Hey, how's your schedule now? Kind of stuff. I don't know. Did have a fellow from, I believe, California saying, he can't get home from work by 5. Um, but one of my guys here, he's putting his kid to bed at 8:30, so he's asking us to push to 9 anyway. So maybe I reached back to him on that. Hey, if we push an hour back, because I'm already doing that, does that help? Yeah. So I had 2 players. You do with 2 players, yeah. In fact, um, with 2 players, you actually get more interaction because there's only 2 of them to compete for time, right? Interesting. Oh, this one. This one was interesting because last session, the 2 hunters got captured. So we did a split session, being with the hunters and then back with the rest of the party. And I had thought ahead about, because Carreen is here. She is doing something. And so I thought, in order to pull the party or to help assist the party in going towards the next chapter in the campaign, of possibly having an interaction with her. Could be positive, could be negative. Um, so we'll see how that all works out. But in the process of, I had that in my head rolling. That's what we're going to do, because I already knew what's going to happen with the prisoners, how that's going to go, unless the prisoners do something out of hand. And I had that in the back of my head, and so I pulled it out, and I probably shouldn't have, because I was leveraging her to help them escape, but they were getting out on their own, fairly well as it was. They wouldn't have made it far though. So anyway, the hunters get captured, the cats are captured, they're taken down, and as they go down the stairwell in this building that they didn't know about, it's off in the woods. It was south of the temple foundation. This is where Aranda. Why do I keep forgetting her name? Aranda, where Aranda had heard voices, so they moved out to get away from that. And that's where the hunters were going to investigate. People were there. They came out. Well, that was all last session, So they're taking them down into that building where they were, with the black guys, the guys in black, where the guys in black were. Because all these guys are wearing black leather and stuff, so they're all outfitted the same. But anyway, they lead them down into the stairwell going down. It was really deep, fairly steep. It's chiseled stone, but it's not smoothed out. It's not bricked or anything, right? So they lead them down into the dark, and it gets dark, and it gets dark, and it gets dark, and they get down to the bottom, and there's just a little bit of light behind them coming down through the stairwell, right? And then they turn into darkness, and they can't see it all now. Completely black. Well, there should be some light actually flicking off the stone in the back now I think about it. But they go forward, and they're being led. So these guys can see in this complete darkness. And they go across a rope bridge, into another hallway. They come to a door, and they're put into a room. Now, I didn't tell them it was a room. They go through the door into an area, but it's a room. And there's other people in this room. There's some people, the guards are talking to somebody else in a language they don't understand, the players don't understand. And somebody comes up to them and slightly accented Hortling asks them, some questions, who are you? How many do you have? Why are you here? That kind of stuff, right? And they're not really talking. It's just the two of us, and so there's some sticking going on, and there's some more conversation. These guys know there's more than just the two. I had a listen roll made, and Lars, who was playing Hearth, got a critical success. So he hears the guards behind him just kind of whispering to each other. Yeah, these goat guys, they were out really pissed. The bull is going to want these guys one way or another, that kind of thing. Since they're not talking, the guy in front comes back and says, we will take you to your accommodations until you're ready to talk. So they're led back through the door and then to the left, which is the way the cats were sent as well. There was a little confusion there about directions and stuff. I know it's black, you can't really see. And they're led down this hallway. And they're brought to a stone that's got manacles on it, one on each side. So one's locked on one side and the other's locked on the other. And they're locked into these manacles. And they're left in this complete darkness. There's when they went through across the road bridge and here where they are sitting now, there's this cool, humid breeze kind of coming up over and around them. It's actually coming up through the tunnel itself. They make a listen roll. Yeah, there's water down there somewhere. They hear the trickling of water. And then Hearth, after a while, okay, how do we get out of this? Okay, these chains, they're not forged steel, right? Now there should be ways to kind of break this out if we can get the leverage, that kind of thing. So he's got soft leather boots. He's going to have some kind of lace on him. He pulls the laces out. I imagine. I'm assuming. I figure he is assuming that these laces are longer. They probably actually are, but say lucky, right? So he takes the tie-offs off his boots, wraps them around the D-link connection of the chain to the manacle, and he feels around, right? And they figure out this stone block thing is a sacrificial altar. On the far side, the basket. There's also an actual semicircular ledge right there where they are. So if they were to go further, they could fall off, kind of thing. Back behind him is a pillar. But that's what they have. So they were feeling around, and on top of the altar are these two heads used as candlestick holders. So they take the candlesticks and had some luck rolls. Do they still have pouch with flint and tinder and steel and that kind of stuff? And they did. So had to make some rolls, and they were able to get a light going, and they light up this candle. That's why I can achieve their head, actually physically heads. They've been sitting out for a couple weeks. Oh, they probably should have smelled that now that I think about it. But they get the candle lit. Once they get the candle lit, they hear footsteps coming towards them. The guard comes up, takes the candles from them, puts them out, and leaves. Takes candles and leaves. So they got a little bit of light there for a while. And obviously, if you're down a hallway and somebody lights a candle, you're going to see that. So there was no question on my part that this guy's going to see what's going to happen. And he's going to interfere. Now, could you have seen the sparks and stuff like that, or heard the sparks? Probably. So there's some give and take there. But anyway, back in the darkness. So he takes the basket, kind of tears it up. Subutai, the other hunter, kind of shifts around, so he's like leaning back against his right hand is on the left-hand side of the altar. So he kind of does this turn around, lean up against the thing. So he's facing down towards the hallway where the guard is to kind of interfere with being able to see anything. And then Hearth on the other side gets the basket, kind of breaks it up, rolls it up tight, sticks it inside his boot. And he's going to use that as a lever. to do a twist with the laces around the D-link to try and compress the metal enough that it comes loose, right? So mechanically, all that makes sense, and we kind of mentioned this later on. I should have make some intelligence rolls to figure that out. But he goes through it. I have to make some rolls. Okay, luck roll. Do the laces break? Strength roll. Do you do any in strength? Are you able to open it up enough? Right. So he actually went through 5 iterations of that before he finally got it open enough, enough to actually get the manacle off, right? And then he sneaks around the backside, and he could have fallen off, but he's holding on to stuff, so I didn't really worry about that idea. But hey, you're on the edge, you could fall off. Get to their side, no problems. And he starts to do this whole deal on Subutai's manacle. And this is what brought Carreen in. And like I said earlier, I probably shouldn't have done that. And part of that is when I did her roll up, I had some concepts for her, right? And certain spells and certain skills and things, but there's some ability stuff that came out as I finished her up yesterday that I didn't think about in reference to the backstory of why she is here, specifically right here, and not having done what she needed to do. Because it turns out that she probably could have. It turns out she does not need the party's help, like I had envisioned her needing the party's help before, which is a story that comes out now. So, Carreen, Lars Subutai, what's his name? Hearth is trying to get Subutai out, and he feels a presence coming up close. And a female voice whispers in his ear, "What are you doing?" We're trying to escape. How are you going to get past the guard? That kind of conversation back and forth. Here, I can help you with that. So she actually meditates for a bit, and then casts a spell and undoes the link. Just takes apart. She probably shouldn't really have done that. I fudged some of that kind of stuff. Not die rolls, this concept of how spells work. I fudged a bit. But okay, so now they're free, and she said, well, before she lets them free, she says, "If I help you escape, will you help me get what I need? I need help getting to a stone. What's it called? Chest. Need help getting to a chest." I think she mentioned something about skeletons. So her thinking is, because she knows the party's here too. Okay, if I get this party to run block for the skeletons, she can get to the chest and get what she needs. And so she'll help them get out to help her then get that. But as I mentioned earlier, as I think about afterwards, because of some other stuff, she doesn't really need help. What am I going to do? Can't retcon that. Okay, no, she didn't talk to it all. Of course, since I mentioned Carreen and the title of this campaign is the Chronicles of Carreen, Carreen has in fact been behind everything that's been happening with the party thus far. Not directly. She's just doing what she needs to do, and it just so happens that the party's getting connected. And it was kind of interesting on Facebook a couple weeks ago. There was a poem somebody posted, and I want to say it had to do with vampires, but it might have had to do with demonic power or something. And the last line said something about I called her name and had a name that actually rhymed with Carreen, and so I posted that to my group. I've got a Facebook group page for my game, and my verbiage was change the last word to Carreen. It's like I freaked the party out. Who is this Carreen person, and why does she have this power, and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of interesting. Nevertheless, does she need their help? Not really, but I blew that, so she's asking for their help. She casts some more spells, takes them by the hand, and leads them out. Now, they don't have such great hide and sneak capabilities, but they get like a plus 60 from the spells that she cast. And they managed to sneak past them by and through and then on up. But once they get to the stairwell again, they can see the light up so they can go. And that's where we stopped that portion of the game. So with that point, we go to upstairs, the outside, because the leader guy, when they brought these two hunters in, okay, go lock them up and then go find the rest of these guys. Bring them down. Get them. Go get them. And so the rest of the party, how long do we give Supatai and Harth before we go, hey, something's wrong with her, take them out? And we kind of guess, maybe 5-10 minutes. So we have 5-10 minutes, and I just kind of, swagged, okay, so you guys are coming this way, these guys coming this way. Here's the corner of the building, the foundation of the temple, because the party's on the north side of that coming south, and the bad guys are on the south side going actually east, then turning north, right? So have them make some rolls. Lars hears some noise, and in fact, Rhonda got a critical, so she tells Ferran somebody's coming, and then Lars guy says, "Everybody get ready," and these guys come around the corner. Now there is only 4 of them instead of the 5 because one guy's leg is down. These guys don't have healing, so some of them are damaged already, and they're only wearing leather armor. Yeah, they got large shields, and they're really good with their short sword and shield thing. They're not legionaries. I don't know why this combination is what it is, but it is what it is because they're called. So combat ensues. Lars kind of stops combat for a second. Oh, Bruce, the player, stops combat. We got to play this right. You've got a spear. Get the 2 guys in plate up front, spear behind, doing the angle thing. So we, kind of on that a bit. So that first round, there's a handful of different strike ranks where people are doing things. There's a couple of casting spells. Rhonda does her Blessed Champion and casts Shimmer and Blade Sharp on Ferran. I think Ferran actually cast something on himself. Maybe he cast Blade Sharp on himself. He's got Blade Sharp. So, this kind of stuff going on. And, but, there's just 1, 2, 3, there's 5 of them, 5 of the party moving up, and there's like 4 of the guys, but they kind of, and the wall kind of blocks them, the edge of the building, as they come out, so they kind of just, the bad guys kind of move around. And so they got a front line, and one guy's got a side attack on Lars. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 2 of his front on one side, and then the other one's coming over from the edge. Sorry, I gotta check this real quick. Okay. And at that point, it starts becoming a slugfest. But these guys are playing with large shields, so they're sucking up a lot of damage. The first guy, they do concentrate attacks on the first guy. He goes down fairly quick because somebody got a good shot on his, I think it was his abdomen, brought it down to 0. So he's dead, unconscious, bleeding out. He'll die in 5-10 minutes, whatever it is anyway. And they start shifting around. Lars is faster than Hemlin, who Michael Subutai's player is playing. So he's kind of holding his action until the spear goes, and if the spear doesn't take the guy down, then he does. If the spear does take the guy down, then he's shifting target. And then we had a little discussion really quick there about how if you're in a melee and you're fighting on a guy, but there's other guys out there because they're right there with you, you're blocking blows from them too. Doesn't really take 5 strike ranks to just change your focus from target to target. And I'm kind of thinking you do. Now, are there guys out there who can fight 2 people at once? Yeah, I was in the SCA. I've done some fighting. I've seen knights do their thing and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, but that's a high skill level kind of thing. So, I'm kind of thinking you still need at 5 because the first discussion came about because Lars was going to 2x jab at the number 1 guy that went down. Well, now he's got shift, but it's strike rank 6. Do we shift on strike rank 6 or strike rank hits? 5 strike ranks later, he can hit the other guy on 11. Yeah, it was kind of a, and then we started talking about splitting hair kind of stuff, and we want to you do want to keep it simple, right? That's one thing about RQG is it used to be you could fire an arrow every 3 strike ranks instead of every 5. Maybe they thought it was just going too fast. I don't know. But it became blanket. Anytime you do a change, it takes 5. Pick something up, change targets, change actions, change from fighting to doing a spell, that kind of stuff. All +5, +5, +5, just for simplicity's sake. And that makes sense. I mean, you're talking about 12-second round. These are not actual, you rolled once, you hit or missed once. It does simulate a number of blows, but it has to do with the strike rank determines can you hit before he does, kind of stuff. So that's the kind of deal. Anyway, so Slugfest, they take another one down. They get hit, but they're wearing plate, and these guys got short swords, and none of them have a damage bonus, so they're not getting through. Maybe I think once, maybe twice, something got through. There was somebody got a critical hit. I think it was the party got critical hit against the bad guys, but the shield parried. So we do the Matrix thing, and I'm starting to get not EBGBs concerns about the Matrix. I understand doing the Matrix. Completely understand. A critical attack versus critical parry is going to have the same effect as a special attack as a special parry, normal attack to normal parry, right? That makes sense. That staging trigger. And then a critical attack against a special parry is going to be the same as a special attack against a normal parry. That kind of scaling makes sense to me. And we got at the end, after the game was over, talk about this kind of stuff. Because back in RQ2, in fact, even RQ3, remember right, an impaling weapon, 22 minutes, sorry guys. An impaling weapon does max damage plus roll damage plus damage bonus. Get it. But now it's just double damage. Same as a slash. Slash is double damage. There's an impale effect, and there's a slash effect. I didn't see a crush effect. I'll have to look at that. It should be a knockback. But anyway, so there's some minor discussion there about this kind of stuff, and I like the idea of that fact that if you get impaled, you're going down. It doesn't have to be a critical attack to do that. And the critical attacks, all of the critical attacks do max special damage. I think you're supposed to be rolling something. But anyway, they take 2 of the bad guys down, so there's only 2 left. At that, they split. In fact, one of them was getting hurt. I was wondering, is she going to split or not? And I figured, well, she actually lost her shield. That's right. She actually probably should have split with the shield. When the shield went down, she should have left. Her arm went down. But anyway, once there are 2 down, the other 2 flee. Everybody gets to do a free attack on them. No parry, no dodge. One of them got hit in the leg, put it negative. She went down. It was a slash. She missed her con roll, so she's unconscious. The other one got away. Lars and Hemlin chase. Now, these guys are only like 2 rounds of running away from that black stone building that goes down into where the bad guys are. So, okay, you got 2 rounds to try and catch this person. Otherwise, he's down the stairs. First round, everybody makes it, so we're stagnant. Second round, Hemlin misses the roll. The bad guy misses the roll, and Lars gets a special. Okay, Lars, you're in front. What are you going to do? He did try to do a grapple when she first took off, or he took off. Was it her? Was it her? When she first took off, but he missed the grapple. So, whatever. That actually put him back one, possibly. No, he got free attack. He just used the grapple to attack. Anyway, so he's in front. He doesn't attack. Amputates her arm. Did you know you don't bleed when you get an amputation? And the reaction to injury chart on the GM screen, they have the reaction to injury chart. And if you go below 0 or below in your head, chest, or abdomen, you bleed. Point around. It's got it in there, right? But if you do triple, you have irrevocably maimed or amputated, right? but no bleeding. There should be some bleeding if you amputate her. Anyway, he does first aid on her to stop the bleeding. He does stop the bleeding. He's not trying to kill all these people. He's a nice guy. So he's doing that. Does first aid and saves her, and that's kind of where we stopped the game. Now, if you do watch the live play, which is in the description, I forgot to turn off the recording, and so Michael had to go to work this morning, so he cut off. It was 12:12 at that point, so we say bye to him, and then Bruce and I continued talking until I realized, ooh, I'm still recording, and turned it off. So it's not quite 3 hours and 3 minutes of play, but anyway, it is what it is. But anyway, we're 25 minutes. Sorry, this one went a little bit long. Too much of my own discussion, I guess, maybe. But that's part of what I do these for, is for my own discussion, get my thoughts rolling, and review them later and saying, do we need to take actions? Anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 26 minutes. Happy gaming.